There's this one skill that's absolutely essential for, well, pretty much everything, but so many of us find it kind of tough, and that's asking for help. So today, we're going to dive into how to do it politely and effectively, whether you're at work or just going about your day.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're feeling totally overwhelmed, maybe a little confused, and you just know you can't do something on your own. Knowing the right way to ask for a hand can be a total game changer. So, to get us started, let's look at a situation you've probably seen before.
All right, let's set the scene. I want you to meet an employee named Tony. Now, Tony's a rock star at his job. He really is. But here's the thing. He's drowning in work. He is completely swamped and knows deep down that something has to change.
And this is the heart of his problem. When he goes to talk to his boss, he does something really smart. He doesn't just complain. He clearly and professionally states the issue. The company is understaffed. By framing it like that, he makes it a shared business problem, not just his own personal complaint. A very clever move.
And here's the next brilliant part. Instead of just pointing out the problem, he comes with a solution. He suggests hiring an intern. And pay attention to the phrase he uses. Take some of the weight off my shoulders. That's such a fantastic way to say it would reduce his workload and his stress.
He follows up with another great phrase, give me a hand. It's friendly, it's common, but he doesn't stop there. He makes a smart business case for it, showing his boss how this solution also helps keep our costs down. See, he's not just asking for help, he's actively solving a problem for the entire company.
So Tony's story gives us some brilliant, really practical language. Let's break down the key phrases he used, because honestly, they're incredibly useful not just at work, but in almost any situation you can think of.
First up, taking the weight off my shoulders. This is such a powerful idiom. It just paints a perfect picture of removing a heavy burden, doesn't it? It perfectly expresses that feeling of relief you get when someone helps you out.
And then there's give me a hand. You will hear this one all the time. Of course, it's not literal. You're not asking for a physical hand. It's just a super common and really friendly way to ask for a little bit of help with something. And finally, from Tony's story, we have understaffed. This is a very specific, professional word that gets right to the root of the problem. It's a clear and direct way to say, we just don't have enough people.
Okay, so now that we have some useful phrases in our back pocket, let's zoom out a bit. How can you ask for help politely and effectively, no matter where you are or who you're talking to?
Well, the first thing to think about is your audience. You wouldn't ask a total stranger for help the same way you'd ask your best friend, right? For those formal situations, phrases like, "Excuse me, could you please," are just perfect. With friends and family, something more direct and casual like, "Can you give me a hand?" works great.
We can boil down pretty much any effective request into these 3 simple steps. First, get their attention, but do it politely. Second, be direct and really clear about what you need. And third, and this is a big one, always show that you're grateful.
And please, never underestimate the power of these so-called magic words. Using please, thank you, and starting with excuse me makes people so much more willing to help. It shows that you respect their time and their effort.
But hang on, it's not just about the words you choose. How you ask is just as important. Think about it. A calm tone of voice and friendly, open body language, like making eye contact and smiling, can completely change how your request lands with someone.
So it's all about combining those polite words with the right tone and, maybe most importantly, adapting your approach to fit the situation. Let's actually look at a few real-world examples to see what I mean.
Okay, imagine you're in a really busy store. Acknowledging that the employee is busy shows a lot of respect. At work or school, asking for clarification on something is specific and professional. And, well, in an emergency, you have to be direct and urgent. The context completely shapes how you should ask.
This is a great question because let's be honest, it happens all the time. You ask someone for help and for whatever reason, they're too busy, they don't know the answer, they just can't. So what do you do then? The answer is simple. Just be gracious. A polite, "Thank you anyway," or "I appreciate your time," shows that you respect their honesty. It leaves the whole interaction on a positive note, and then you can simply go and ask someone else. No big deal.
Wow, we have covered a lot of ground, from workplace problems to everyday situations. So let's bring it all together with what I think is the most important point of this entire explainer.
And this is it. I really want this to sink in.
Asking for assistance is not a sign that you've failed. It is a sign that you know how to communicate, how to collaborate, and how to solve problems effectively. It's a strength, plain and simple.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As you go about your day tomorrow, at work, at home, or just out in public, where might you get a chance to practice this skill? Because just like anything else, the more you use it, the easier it gets.